Seoul, the capital city of South Korea, has a rich history that dates back over 2,000 years. Archaeological evidence shows that the area now known as Seoul has been inhabited since prehistoric times. The earliest known organized settlement in Seoul was established by the Baekje Kingdom, one of the three kingdoms of Korea. The area was known as Wiryeseong, the capital of Baekje. During the Goryeo dynasty, Seoul was known as Namgyeong, meaning southern capital. It served as an important secondary capital due to its strategic location. In 1394, the Joseon dynasty, founded by King Taejo, moved the capital from Gyeseong to Hanyang, modern-day Seoul. This decision was based on geomantic principles and the city's advantageous location. After Korea's liberation in 1945, Seoul became the capital of South Korea. The city was heavily damaged during the Korean War, but has since been rapidly rebuilt and transformed into a global metropolis. But today we're here to explore the dark side of Seoul. Gonjeom Psychiatric Hospital was reportedly established in the 1990s. It was part of the broader effort in South Korea to expand mental health care facilities and provide better care for those with psychiatric disorders. The primary purpose of the hospital was to offer psychiatric care and treatment to patients with various mental health issues. This would have included inpatient care, therapy, medication management, and other psychiatric services. The hospital was likely part of South Korea's broader strategy to improve mental health care infrastructure and support. During its operational years, Gonjeom Psychiatric Hospital functioned like many other psychiatric facilities. It provided a range of treatments for patients with mental illnesses, aiming to help them manage their conditions and improve their quality of life. The hospital would have housed both long-term residents and short-term patients, with staff including psychiatrists, nurses, and support personnel. In room 402 in Gonjeom Psychiatric Hospital is often cited as the most haunted and notorious location within the already infamous abandoned building. This room has become the epicenter of many ghost stories and paranormal accounts, contributing significantly to the hospital's haunted reputation. One of the most persistent legends about room 402 is that it remains permanently locked. According to various accounts, no one has been able to open the door since the hospital's closure. Some stories suggest that attempts to unlock or force open the door have resulted in strange and unexplained occurrences, further adding to the room's mystique. Many have claimed to hear strange noises emanating from room 402, including disembodied voices, whispers, and loud bangs. Some describe the sounds as reminiscent of someone or something moving around inside the room, despite it being supposedly uninhabited and inaccessible. There are also accounts of individuals experiencing intense feelings of dread, anxiety, and unease when near room 402. Some visitors have reported feeling a strong compulsion to leave the area immediately, as if driven by an unseen force. Room 402 at Gonjeom Psychiatric Hospital remains one of South Korea's most haunted and mysterious locations. The combination of locked doors, unsettling noises, shadowy apparitions, and the psychological impact on visitors has solidified its place in the annals of paranormal lore. Whether one believes in the supernatural or not, the stories and legends of the room continues to captivate and terrify those who hear them. The ping pong room at Gonjeom Psychiatric Hospital is another area steeped in mystery and haunted legends. This room, along with the infamous room 402, contributes to the hospital's reputation as one of the most haunted places in South Korea. The ping pong room is the eerie phenomenon of hearing the sounds of a ping pong game being played when no one is present. Visitors have reported hearing the distinct sound of a ping pong ball bouncing back and forth, as well as the occasional sound of paddles hitting the ball. These noises often occur late at night, adding to the room's spooky atmosphere. Some people have claimed to see ghostly figures playing ping pong. These apparitions are often described as shadowy or translucent, appearing to be engaged in a game that perpetually continues. Witnesses have reported that the figures disappear when approached, leaving behind an empty, silent room. Gonjeom Haunted Asylum is a South Korean horror film directed by Young Bum-sik, released in 2018. The movie gained significant attention for its unique approach and setting, using the real-life abandoned Gonjeom Psychiatric Hospital as its backdrop. The film follows a group of 7 individuals who participate in a live broadcast event organized by an online horror show. The show's host, Ha-jun, aims to increase viewership by exploring the abandoned Gonjeom Psychiatric Hospital. known for its haunted reputation. The group enters the hospital at night, equipped with cameras to document their experience. As they delve deeper into the hospital, they encounter various paranormal phenomena, including eerie sounds, apparitions, and unexplained occurrences. The situation quickly escalates as the group members start to experience psychological and physical terror, leading to a series of horrifying and deadly events. The use of the actual Gonjam Psychiatric Hospital as the primary filming location contributes significantly to the film's eerie atmosphere. The real-life haunted history of the hospital enhances the horror experience for viewers. The movie's success brought renewed attention to the real Gonjam Psychiatric Hospital, making it a popular destination for thrill-seekers and paranormal investigators. It also cemented the hospital's status as a cultural icon in the realm of horror. Despite being off-limits, the hospital attracted numerous thrill-seekers, paranormal enthusiasts, and vandals. These unauthorized visits led to further damage and increased the risk of injury. The hospital had been abandoned for many years, and the building was in a state of severe disrepair. Structural decay posed significant safety risks to anyone entering the premises. The local authorities likely deemed it necessary to demolish the building in May of 2018 to prevent accidents and ensure public safety. Yongmaland was established in 1980. It was a small, family-run amusement park designed to provide entertainment to local residents and visitors in Seoul. The park featured various rides typical of amusement parks, including a merry-go-round, bumper cars, and a pirate ship. It was particularly popular among families with young children and school groups. During the 1980s and early 1990s, Yongmaland enjoyed moderate success. It was a popular destination for family outings, school trips, and dates. The park's charm lay in its retro feel and the intimacy of its small scale, which was a stark contrast to larger, more commercial amusement parks. The late 1990s saw the rise of larger and more modern amusement parks like Lotte World and Everland. These parks offered more sophisticated rides and attractions, drawing visitors away from smaller parks like Yongmaland. Yongmaland struggled to keep up with the maintenance and modernization needed to compete. The park started experiencing a decline in visitors, leading to financial difficulties. By the early 2000s, Yongmaland could no longer sustain its operations due to the continuous drop in visitor numbers and mounting operational costs. The park officially closed in 2011. However, unlike many abandoned sites, it wasn't completely sealed off, and it began to attract a different kind of visitor. There have been unconfirmed reports of accidents that occurred while the park was still in operation. Some say that a few of these accidents were fatal, contributing to the belief that the spirits of those who died now haunt the park. The eerie, desolate appearance of the abandoned park naturally lends itself to ghost stories. Overgrown plants, rusting rides, and decaying structures create an unsettling environment that fuels the imagination of visitors. Stories and rumors about the park's haunted status have been circulated widely, particularly on the internet and among urban explorers. These tales often include sightings of ghostly figures, unexplained sounds, and the feeling of being watched. Yongmaland has been featured in various music videos, movies, and photo shoots, often with a spooky or nostalgic theme. This media exposure has amplified its reputation as a haunted site. Some visitors have reported experiencing strange phenomena such as hearing disembodied voices, seeing shadowy figures, and feeling sudden drops in temperature. These personal accounts have further cemented the park's haunted reputation. Despite its closure, Yongmaland remains accessible to the public for a fee. The owner of the park allows visitors to enter and explore the site, making it a popular spot for photographers, filmmakers, and thrill seekers. The park's unique blend of decay and nostalgia continues to attract those curious about its haunted reputation. While the hauntings at Yongmaland may be more rooted in urban legend and the park's eerie ambiance, the stories and experiences of visitors contribute to its ongoing allure as a mysterious and haunted location in Seoul. Seoul Prison was constructed in 1907 by the Japanese colonial government during their occupation of Korea, 1910 to 1945. It was built to suppress Korean resistance and independence movements. Initially named Gyeongseong Prison, it was designed to hold and execute Korean activists, including prominent figures in the independence movement. During the Japanese occupation, Seoul Prison became notorious for detaining, torturing and executing Korean independence activists, intellectuals, and other political prisoners. The prison conditions were extremely harsh. Prisoners faced brutal interrogation methods, torture, inhumane living conditions, and public executions. Many prominent Korean independence activists, including Yu Guan-sun, were imprisoned and tortured here. Yu Guan-sun, a key figure in the March 1st movement, died from torture-related injuries in the prison in 1920. After Korea's liberation in 1945, Seo Daemun Prison was used by the South Korean government to detain political prisoners, including suspected communists and activists during the Korean War and subsequent periods of political turmoil. The prison was operational until 1987, when it was closed due to the opening of a new facility, Seoul Detention Center. In 1992, the South Korean government converted Seodaemun Prison into a historical museum to commemorate the struggles of Korean independence activists and to educate the public about the atrocities committed during the Japanese occupation. The Seodaemun Prison History Hall features exhibits on the harsh conditions faced by prisoners, the methods of torture used, and the history of the Korean independence movement. Visitors can see reconstructed cells, execution sites, and other parts of the prison complex. The prison's history of brutal torture, inhumane treatment, and executions has left a lasting imprint. Many believe that the spirits of those who suffered and died in the prison still linger. The intense suffering experienced by the prisoners, many of whom were independence activists passionately devoted to their cause, adds to the belief that their restless spirits haunt the site. Visitors and staff have reported seeing ghostly figures in and around the tunnel. These apparitions are often described as distressed prisoners or guards, adding to the tunnel's haunted reputation. Many have reported hearing footsteps, whispers, and other unexplained noises emanating from the tunnel even when it is empty. These sounds are often attributed to the restless spirits of those who were executed. The tunnel is notorious for sudden drops in temperature and a pervasive feeling of unease. Some visitors have reported feeling as though they are being watched or followed while in the tunnel. Today, the secret tunnel is part of the Seodaemun Prison History Hall and can be visited by the public. It is one of the most poignant and unsettling parts of the museum, offering a glimpse into the dark history of the prison. The tunnel is maintained as a historical artifact with guided tours and informational displays to educate visitors about its history and significance. There are numerous accounts of hearing unexplained sounds such as footsteps, whispers, and the clanging of metal bars, even when the areas are empty. The prison's dark and oppressive atmosphere, combined with the knowledge of its brutal history, creates a powerful psychological impact on visitors. This can amplify normal sensory experiences, leading people to perceive paranormal activity. Some areas of the museum feature reenactments or exhibits that vividly portray the suffering of prisoners, further contributing to the eerie ambiance and the feeling of haunting. Seodaemun Prison stands as a solemn reminder of Korea's painful past under Japanese colonial rule and the struggle for independence. Its haunted reputation is deeply intertwined with its history of human suffering and resistance. Today, as a museum, it serves both as a memorial to the sacrifices of the past and as a place where history is preserved and remembered, even as tales of hauntings continue to intrigue and unsettle visitors. Yeondeok House, often referred to as Yeongdongpo Ghost House or Neungdong Ghost House, is one of the most infamous haunted locations in Seoul. The exact date of construction for Yeondeok House is not clearly documented, but it is believed to have been built during the mid-20th century. The house was initially constructed as a private residence. It was a typical Korean-style house, reflecting the architectural preferences of the time. Over the years, the house changed hands several times. Each owner reportedly experienced misfortune, leading to the house gaining a reputation for bad luck. Eventually, the house was abandoned. The reasons for abandonment are not well documented, but local lore suggests that the successive tragedies and mysterious occurrences contributed to its desertion. The story about the house being built on the graves of 700 soldiers is a common type of urban legend. Such stories often arise to explain the haunting of a place, suggesting that restless spirits of the deceased are responsible for the paranormal activity. One of the most persistent stories is that a family died under mysterious circumstances in the house. The details of their deaths are unclear, but this event added to the legend of the house. There are tales of suicides occurring within the house, further cementing its reputation as a place of tragedy and sorrow. Some locals believe the house is cursed, causing anyone who lives there to experience extreme misfortune or death. This belief is reinforced by the number of owners who quickly sold the property after encountering various problems. Numerous visitors and passers-by have reported seeing ghostly apparitions in and around the house. These sightings often describe figures in old-fashioned clothing, believed to be former residents. People have reported hearing voices, footsteps, and banging noises coming from the house, especially at night. These sounds are typically described as eerie and unsettling. In Korean culture, spirits of those who died tragically or with unresolved issues are believed to linger in the places where they met their end. The stories of tragic deaths and misfortune at Yeondeok House align with these cultural beliefs. The house's haunted reputation is bolstered by local legends and stories passed down through generations. These tales often exaggerate the eerie experiences of those who have encountered the house, adding to its mystique. Yeondeok House, with its dark history of mysterious deaths, suicides, and misfortune, has become one of the most well-known haunted locations in Seoul. The combination of tragic events, cultural beliefs, and reported paranormal activity has cemented its reputation as a place of haunting. Despite, or perhaps because of, its eerie status, Yeondeok House continues to intrigue and attract those fascinated by the supernatural. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more haunting from around the world.